dear respected friends, brothers, sisters, Allah Azza wa Jal, He is our creator. He's the Rabbul Alameen. He's the creator of this universe. If you look at creation, you see the signs of Allah Azza wa Jal. From the skies to the land to the sea, in our biology, in our brain, in everything, in every field, mathematics, science, English, etc. You see the signs of Allah Azza wa Jal. And you see the system the universe is created in terms of, and you see the way the universe is constructed, how beautifully it's constructed. This cannot come on its own. It has to be an intelligible being who started all of this. And that intelligible being is Allah Azza wa Jal. You start from the skies. In the skies, my friends, you look at the galaxies, all of these planets. Just look at the Earth, for example. The position the Earth is in, if this Earth was a little closer to the sun, it would be too hot to live in. It would be inhabitual. And if it was a little farther back, it would be too cold to live in. It would be unhabitual in that manner. In the mannerism, even where the Earth is located in the Milky Way, it is in the perfect position for life and livelihood to thrive. So who's the one to create this perfect precision? It is Allah Azza wa Jal. People don't believe in Allah Azza wa Jal because they think that creation came from nothing. But how could something come from nothing? If we're in this room and you have this chair, for example, is it likely, is it plausible if I say that, minerals, the wind blew here, an explosion happened here, it fell in fire, some weird stuff happened, and then this construction happened. Could this be plausible? This is unplausible, this is unthinkable, this is unimaginable. Therefore, we have to go back to the yaqeen and to the concept that there is a God. And if there is a God, then we have to see which God is the true God. Why is the God of Islam? Why is the God of the Quran? Why is this the true God? The reason this is the true God is because this is the God that fulfills all the definitions, all the characteristics of true monotheism, that of having one creator. The reason there can't be multiple creators is because they would firstly fight against each other. And number two, the concept of a creator, the concept of an all-powerful being. If a being is all-powerful, then that means it's only that one person. There can't be two all-powerfuls. Meaning, if somebody is saying there's two all-powerfuls, this is equivalent to somebody saying that there's a race and two people, both of two people got number one. This is unlikely and this makes no logical sense. Therefore, Allah Azza wa Jal is one. What is the definition of Allah Azza wa Jal? The definition of Allah Azza wa Jal is Qul huwallahu ahad. Say He is Allah the One. This is number one. Allah is number one. This is something we have to bring into our heart. La ilāha illā Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is the concept of the Shahada, that Allah is one. The Shahada. This is the thing, this is the component which a person, he accepts, he proclamates to bring him into the fold of Islam. What is the Shahada? The Shahada is the proclamation that Allah is one and that there is no other God other than Allah Azza wa Jal. And that Nabi al-Islam is the one, is the last prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal. So, it is very easy. People think, I believe in the Shahada. I believe in one God. But the meaning of believing in one God, the meaning of bringing the Shahada into your life is far more extrapolated. How so? How come? I believe in one God. Done. I've stepped up. I've passed level 1. No. This is the foundational level, and this is the thing to give us Jannah and Jahannam. So this one we have to understand. What does believing in the Shahada truly mean? Believing in the Shahada means that if you truly believe in one God, that means anything that comes up in the ikamat, the orders, the obligations, the commandments of Allah Azza wa Jal, when there are two choices, one is the commandment of Allah Azza wa Jal. And second is the commandment of dunya. Second is the commandment of one's desires. The taqaza, the obligation, the true belief is practically shown when a person takes the step of Islam, when a person takes and follows in the path of the Quran and Nabi al-Islam. This is what the true meaning of believing in one Allah means. When Allah Azza wa Jal says, establish your prayer, and such a person, he's missing his Fajr Salah, that means he has taken his sleep, which is a bodily desire, he's taken that sleep, this desire, as a God over Allah Azza wa Jal. In that moment of time, the ayat that comes of Allah Azza wa Jal to establish prayer, he is choosing his desire over that hukum, over that order. So this is what the taqaza of believing in Allah means. That wherever Sharia orders you to do, you follow in due concept. Allah Azza wa Jal, the order is to not even say uff to your parents. Not only reply back, not even say uff. When a person, he's replying back, he's disrespectful, what is he doing? He is taking that nafs, this ego that he has, and he's placing this ego on a higher pedestal than the hukum of Allah Azza wa Jal. What is this? Can such a person say, I believe in one Allah? No. Because he has taken another person, he has taken his ego also as a God. What is your God? Atheists, they say their concept is they have no God. In reality, everyone has this desire, this nafs, this ego to worship something. When a person, even if he's not proclaiming a religion, he's always worshipping something. Atheists don't think that they don't have a God. Who is their God? Their God is their desires. Whatever my ego translates, whatever my ego proclamates, that is the thing that I'm following, that is the thing I'm worshipping, therefore that is my God. So this is the thing, the idols, subhanAllah, have been taken out of the Kaaba. They've been taken out. But the idols have still not left our heart. There are still idols sitting in our heart. And what is the sunnah of Nabi al-Islam? What is the sunnah of Ibrahim al-Islam? The sunnah of all these prophets, what is it? The sunnah is to smash these idols, to break these idols. The same way these idols, when they were in the house, in the Kaaba, after Fatah Makkah, after Nabi al-Islam took Makkah back from the Quraysh, from the Munafiqeen, what did he do? He took all the idols out. This was the first order. What did Ibrahim al-Islam do? Ibrahim al-Islam, all his people went away. They went away for a period of time. And then what did he do? There were idols left back. What he did was he smashed all the small idols and he left the big idol. And he left some sort of axe or something on his shoulder or arm. And then when his people came back, they said, "Oh Ibrahim, what happened? What happened to our gods?" Ibrahim al-Islam replied, "I don't know, ask the big one." This is a rhetorical statement to make them understand that nothing else could do anything other than Allah Azza wa Jal. All these other things that you're taking as idols, all these other things that you're taking as gods, if you were to put a khajur, a grape, in front of them, and if a fly were to come and take it, they could not even fight back the fly to get it back. A simple grape. So how could these idols do you any good? How can these idols come of any use to you? So this was the concept Ibrahim al-Islam was trying to get them to understand. And in the Quran, it's further extrapolated that the people, they thought for a second. They went into thinking. But then they went back into their old ways. And then they said, grab him. And then we know what happened after that. They put him on a slingshot to throw him into a fire. But the concept is, the sunnah of all the prophets is to break the idols. Now you might be thinking, brother, there's no idols in here. Brother, there's no idols in our house. The idols, my friend, are in our heart. We have taken these idols everywhere. Everywhere we are taking our desires over Allah Azza wa Jal. For instance, the way marriages happen, the dancing, the songs, the immodesty. What is this? Is this Islam? Is this written in the Sharia? Is this how the fuqaha said a marriage should be conducted? No. This is a person taking his culture over the hukum of Allah Azza wa Jal. When Allah Azza wa Jal, His command is, don't even go near zina. What does this mean? When a person, he's going near zina, what is he doing? He is disobeying the order of Allah Azza wa Jal. If Allah Azza wa Jal said, don't even go near alcohol. If Allah Azza wa Jal said, don't even go near so-and-so house or so-and-so person, what would we do? We would take it literally. But this concept of not even going near zina, we've taken it lightly. Oh no, this means this or that. So in all of this, what is happening? What's happening is we have overvalued our ego and we have overvalued the Western culture over the hukum of Allah Azza wa Jal. And we think that there's pleasure in this. We think that there's fun in this. We think that there's enjoyment in this. But wallahi, there is no enjoyment in any other way other than the way of what Allah Azza wa Jal has proclaimed for us. We think that in following the West we'll be freed, we'll be liberated. We don't have to follow these ikamat. Brother, praying is so hard. Praying 5 salahs, waking up at 6 a.m., giving zakat. But these orders that Allah Azza wa Jal is giving us, these ikamat, these obligations that Allah Azza wa Jal is giving us, these are for our own good. How come? Think of it like this. A mother, a father, they don't let their, for example, 5-6-year-old kid to go outside alone, or if they say, I want to go downtown, I want to go here, there, they don't let them go alone. Because they know, look, this is a kid, what's going to happen? They're going to go, they're going to get lost, they're going to cry. These issues will arise. So the parents, out of their knowledge, competence, what do? They limit them, they stop them. And what they say is, no, you cannot go. So in the face of it, it looks like it's a restriction. But in reality, when the child garners knowledge, he will understand that this restriction that was set, it was for their own good. Similarly, the restrictions that Allah Azza wa Jal sets upon us, these are not restrictions like being restricted in a jail, my friends. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's trying to protect us from indecency. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's trying to protect us from haram. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's trying to protect us from going into failure. This is the reality. For example, you look at all the major addictions. Allah Azza wa Jal has created a restriction, face value. Whereas before in times, for instance, I'll give an example regarding gambling. There was a time people didn't know gambling was addictive. But Allah Azza wa Jal has already made it haram. But before they didn't know this was something you could get addicted to. And look at how much loss comes from it, right? People put their entire homes into gambling. People lose their entire fortunes. Similarly, Allah Azza wa Jal stopped alcohol. Allah Azza wa Jal said there is some good in it, but the negative effect of it outweigh the good in it. This is what Allah Azza wa Jal said. So in everything, Allah Azza wa Jal, when we're following the commandments of Allah Azza wa Jal, it's actually enhancing us. It's actually increasing us. Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran, to the closest meaning, mentions that if you forego my remembrance, you live a miserable life. So if you forego my remembrance, you live a miserable life. Think about this, my friends. All the people not following the ikamat of Allah Azza wa Jal, all the people disobeying Allah Azza wa Jal, don't think that nothing will happen. In the dunya, they will live a miserable, sad life, and in the akhirah, they'll get Jahannam. And you see this practically as well. You look at the statistics, you look at the West, the atheists, the non-Muslims, they are committing more suicide. It's an epidemic in the West to go to schools and shoot up schools. It's not in Muslim communities, it's in the West. So how come? What is the reason for this? They're richer than us. They got more professional jobs than us. They got more means than us. So how come they're not happy? How come they're not satisfied? How come they're writing on their suicide notes that my life is miserable with no meaning? It's because, what have they done? It's the ayat of Allah Azza wa Jal applying upon them. That you forego my remembrance, you live a miserable life. So it is this ayat. It's not the means. It is Allah. Just Allah. Everything happens from Allah. So this is the concept that we need to understand. Everything happens from Allah, nothing happens from other than Allah. Furthermore, we have to understand. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. May the hands of Abu Lahab be ruined, and ruined is he. Ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab. All the wealth that he acquired and everything that he worked for amounted to nothing. Sayasla nara dhata lahab. He will enter in a fire of blazing flame. Wa amra'atu hammalatal hatab. So will his wife, the carrier of firewood. So who is Abu Lahab? And how come Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran, in Surah Al-Lahab, is giving such a strong proclamation upon him that he's going to enter into a fire? How come? This is because when Nabi al-Islam, he got revelation, what did he do? He went on the mountain and he made an announcement. And at that time, those people that would go on the mountain to make the announcement, that would make the call, it would be only if there's a big emergency and a big case of emergency. So all the people came running of Makkah. They said, what's the matter? What's the rush? So Nabi al-Islam said, if I tell you that there's an army, to the close meaning he mentioned, if I tell you that there's an army that's going to come, will you believe me? They said, yes, we'll believe you. You're Sadiq and Ameen. You're truthful and trustworthy. So then he told them about Tawheed. Then he told them about the oneness of Allah Azza wa Jal. Then he said, there is nothing in these idols, it is just Allah. And upon this, what did Abu Lahab do? Abu Lahab said, may your, Auzubillah, he said to Nabi al-Islam, may your hands be ruined. And to this, far time later, a long time after, Allah Azza wa Jal released this surah upon Abu Lahab, that this will happen to him. But this isn't just a message to him. This is also a reminder for us. What is this reminder? This reminder is that what was that action that he did that made him so hated to Allah Azza wa Jal? What was this factor? This factor was having hatred in his heart for Nabi al-Islam, not loving Nabi al-Islam. And this is the second portion of the Shahada. Shahada is, in the Shahada, firstly, we're negating all other creation. La, there is no other God. La ilāha illā. There is no other God but Allah. Muhammadan Rasulullah. And Nabi al-Islam is the last prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal. So, firstly, we're negating all creation. Then we're proclaiming that Allah Azza wa Jal is God. And then we're proclaiming that Nabi al-Islam is the last prophet. So, why was Abu Lahab unsuccessful? Because he denied Nabi al-Islam. So we have to look in it in ourselves. Are we denying Nabi al-Islam, or are we taking the sunnah and seerah of Nabi al-Islam? In the Quran, in Surah Al-Fatiha, we recite in every rak'ah, we say, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Ya Allah, guide us along the straight path, the path of those that you have blessed, not the path of those you are displeased with or those who have gone astray. So who is Allah mentioning? What does Allah Azza wa Jal mean? The people that Allah Azza wa Jal has made successful are the Anbiya and Nabi al-Islam. And the people that Allah Azza wa Jal has made unsuccessful, and we know this, it's in set in stone writing in the Quran, people like Abu Lahab. And what type of person was he? He was a disbeliever. He was a person with zero iman. So what can we extrapolate from this? The successful people, they were not the people with means, money, wealth, women, and dunya. They were the people with iman, and they were the people with ikhlas. They were the people with sincerity. This is what we could deduct. Ibrahim al-Islam, was he super rich, or was Qarun super rich? Ibrahim al-Islam, not wealthy at all, poor. Qarun, super rich, respected. People at that time would say, I wish, gosh, we had what Qarun had. But the knowledgeable people reminded them that there is no good in this. What Allah Azza wa Jal has is far better. This is what they reminded them, the knowledgeable people. So we have to understand the most valuable thing that we could work on, the most valuable sifat, quality of the people who Allah Azza wa Jal has guided. It is not dunya, it is iman. What is the example of iman? A person, for example, who has the dunya, has a briefcase of money, what's he going to do? He's going to protect it. Wherever he goes, he's going to be cautious. Even if his own brother asks him, brother, what's in this? He's going to say, brother, it's nothing. It's lunch, you know? And wherever he goes, he's going to take care of it. But unfortunately, why is he going to take care of it? Because he values it. What about our iman? How many locations do we go to that are damaging to our iman, that we do not make concern over? How many people do we go to? How many companionships do we have of people who are not righteous companions, who are damaging our iman? So my friends, if I give you $1 million, that's nothing. Iman is the true thing. Iman is far more valuable than $1 billion, because Qarun, Pharaoh, they had all of that. But Iman was the thing that they did not have. This is what made them unsuccessful. So the effort of building Iman, this is the most valuable thing. And how can Iman be built? The way we ask Allah Azza wa Jal, Ya Allah, guide us along the path that you have blessed. So what do we have to do? We have to go towards those people who are people of Iman. And by being under them and by spending time in the house of Allah Azza wa Jal is how a person builds Iman. So may Allah Azza wa Jal guide us along the straight path. May Allah Azza wa Jal save us from the fire of Jahannam. May Allah Azza wa Jal put us upon the seerah of Nabi al-Islam and save us from the fire of Jahannam and grant us Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen.